Hey everybody, and welcome to my healthy snacking demonstration. I have found that healthy snacking means you have to be prepared with the right kind of foods in your fridge and in your pantry so that you and your family have something to grab quickly and easily. So I'm going to show you a few of the things I do in our house to make sure I have some healthy foods for the kids to eat. So we're going to start here. I'm going to turn you around with our quick cooker. Our quick cooker is our pressure cooker. It's an amazing product. Those of you who like your pressure cooker, you'd like this too. This can also be a slow cooker or a crock pot. It has a function that is comparable to your high cook setting on your crock pot. It does have a different top for crock pot cooking, but it's great. It also has all these preset buttons, so you can sear, you can steam, you can slow cook, you can proof your bread, but then it's also got preset pressure cooking from chicken and poultry to beef and pork, beans, stews and chilies, desserts. Yes, you can make cheesecake in here, soups, and down here it's got rice, white rice, brown rice, and other whole grains. So lots of options for this. It also has a custom. So if you don't want to use the preset modes, you can use the custom mode, which honestly is what I use most. And what we're going to do for healthy snacking here is we are actually going to steam some broccoli and cauliflower. I personally love to eat cauliflower and broccoli, but I don't like it cold. I don't like it raw. Well, I like it cold as long as it's steamed. So, and I have a daughter who likes it too. So what I've done is I've cut up some broccoli and some cauliflower, and I've put it right into our steamer basket. The steamer basket is an accessory for the quick cooker, so you'd have to purchase it separately, but it's a great little tool. So off comes the top. We are going to put in 1 cup of water into the bottom of the crock pot, or the bottom of the pressure cooker, the quick cooker, and then we're just going to lift and we're going to put the steamer basket right inside of it. And then we're going to pop the top back on, and with this, you'll see over here there's a little hole right there. When it's under pressure, this little red light comes up to tells me it's under pressure, and if it's under pressure, it will not let me open the lid. The lid will lock and you cannot open it, which kind of protects you safety-wise from any issues in your house. It's also protected to come to pressure if you don't have our steam button up and then both facing the same way. The steam button, release button is also back behind where you actually push the release, so you don't have to worry about burning your hand. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to plug her in, and we are going to steam broccoli and cauliflower. You really take 0. All you're doing is getting it to come to pressure and it's done. So we're going to hit custom, we're going to hit time, and we're going to set the timer down to 0, which means as soon as it comes to pressure, it's going to beep and my broccoli and cauliflower will be ready. So we're going to go ahead and push start on that and wait for that. Usually it takes about 10 minutes, so we'll see if that's how long it takes this time. But that's our quick cooker. Other things I've made in it, salsa chicken, mashed potatoes, 10 minutes in here tops is all it takes. My husband loves mashed potatoes, so we're making those all the time. I've made soups and chilies in here. So it's a great little item to have in your kitchen. Just like an Instapot, only better. Plus it comes with me, so you'd have me to ask any questions you need to. So we're going to slide over here next, and I'm going to show you the next thing that I like to do is use our cooking blender. Pampered Chef has a cooking blender, so do a lot of other companies. Some things I like ours better about some other companies' cooking blenders is that our jar is glass. I'm really a fan of glass. I think it's better for our environment, and it's definitely better for our health. We do not need to worry about plastics seeping into our foods and causing other issues for us. So I love the fact that the jar is glass. I've made everything from soups and sauces in here to hummus and peanut butter. Great smoothies can be made in here. You can make almond milk, cashew milk in here. If you have a little one at home, you can puree foods for your own baby food. Jams. Oh, I made a yummy blueberry jam in here one time. So I think it's a great little item, and it has its own heating element. So it actually heats up rather than using friction for heat. It also has a self-cleaning heated wash cycle. We're not going to see that today, but it's great. It cleans itself fairly well. Yes, you do have to rub some of the stuff off, but mostly the heated wash cycle is amazing. So what we're making today is peanut butter. All I am doing to make peanut butter is using some store-bought honey roasted peanuts. I like honey roasted because I just love the taste of that peanut butter. We don't need to add any oil or anything like that. The oil is already in the peanuts, so we don't need to add any more. So we're good to go. What I know is that only thing that's going to be in my peanut butter is what I want in it, peanuts, right? I've also made almond butter in here, which is yummy, and cashew butter. But peanut butter seems to be the favorite in the house. So the lid is a secure lid. So if you'll see right now, it says lid on here, which tells me that it won't let me start anything. Unless my lid is secure, it will not start this. So you must have the lid on to have access to even start it at all. The top, which has its own heating and it's vented, so if you have it on there, you just have to know it's going to vent itself, so you don't have to worry about overheating or pressure building up in there. But it also comes off so you can use the tamper if needed. When you're grinding nuts, you are definitely going to need to use the tamper. Most of the time I don't, but for nut grinding, I definitely have to use the tamper. So just like the quick cooker, it has its own settings or custom settings. So there's a smoothie setting, there's an alternative milk setting, there's a grind setting, a soup setting, a heated puree setting, a jam, and a sauce setting. So you can use any of those settings, and it comes with its own cookbook to show you how to use all those settings. Or you can use the pulse, or you can use the custom blend where you can set your own blending speed and length. Okay, we are actually going to use the grind setting today. So we are going to flip it over here to grind, and you can see once we start from start to finish, this is going to take 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm not going to talk too much during it because it is loud, it's a blender. So I'm just going to let you watch how these peanuts turn in to peanut butter. Here we go. Tamper too much, only what you really need to do. So if you see it's climbing too much on the edges, push it down. If it's not spinning, give it a good spin. But it's going pretty good right now on its own. Stop it because I can tell, even though there's 38 seconds left, that mine is ground up pretty well and is nice and smooth. It's just something to watch. Sometimes it takes longer to get to that consistency, but I have found lately I've been stopping it about right here. Sometimes with my almond butter it takes a little longer, but I have found when I'm using the peanuts, usually I stop it about 30 seconds early. So let me show you the peanut butter. We're going to take the lid off. I'm just going to cancel this out. We're going to take the lid off. I'm going to show you what that peanut butter looks like. Nice and smooth consistency. You can also purchase this special scraper tool that gets down to the bottom and helps scrape it all out. Basically, I scrape it all out into a mason jar, store it in the fridge, and we're good to go. If you don't want honey roasted peanut butter, you could definitely use just regular peanuts. If you don't want that added sugar, that's fine too. I just find my family really likes the honey roasted, which is why I do that. Okay, so now we're going to come over here, and we are actually going to use our peanut butter to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because who doesn't like a good sandwich for a snack or even for lunch, right? A good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we are going to use our cut and seal, and we're going to use our spreader to make us a yummy sandwich. Okay. So I've got some nice white bread. I will tell you the cut and seal I have found works better on white bread. I'm a wheat bread fan, but I think it's just the consistency of the bread. It will work. You just kind of have to push harder on your wheat bread to really get it to seal. One of the tricks of the cut and seal, you'll see when I use it, is the rocking motion. It's not about just pressing it down, but it's the rock that kind of gets it to seal. So let's start by using our scoop and spread, which I'm going to tell you real quickly. These two, until August 31st, 2020, are a part of our Feeding America fundraiser, which means if you purchase these two, $1 from the donation of each of these would go towards your local food bank, which actually provides 10 meals. Who would think that $1 provides 10 meals? So these are two items that if you purchase, you'll be able to help somebody else as well. So we're just going to scoop some peanut butter right out of our blender and spread it on. Now the blender does get hot when it grinds. It uses that friction and it gets hot. So sometimes the peanut butter feels a little runny when it first comes out, but it does thicken up when you put it in the fridge. All right, so we got some peanut butter, and I'm kind of trying to keep it in the middle, right? Because we're going to use our cut and seal anyway, so most of the peanut butter and the jelly. I didn't make jam in the blender this time, so we're using store-bought jelly, but you know, it's still good stuff. So again, we're going to put that in the center. Now you don't want to overfill when you're going to use the cut and seal. Overfilling it makes it hard for it to do its job. So if you like really thick sandwiches, then eat it without doing the cut and seal. But for those of you who have kids who like the little, you know, Uncrustables, you could make your own right here. You could even pop them in the freezer, right? And there's no extra preservatives and stuff like is added in the freezer ones. So we're going to put the top on. Yummy, yummy. And then we're going to take our cut and seal and we're going to push. And remember I said you got to do the rock. The rock is the key to sealing. If you don't do the rock, you're probably not going to get a good seal, okay? But this cut and seal can be used more for this. It could be used for little pastry pies. I've seen people make their own Pop-Tarts with these. All kinds of yumminess. I just pulled it out so hard, but there you go. Nice little sealed peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's good. Okay, and that's our cut and seal and our scoop and spread. We're going to use the scoop and spread a little later over here too to help us with some avocado. So I'm going to quickly wipe the peanut butter off. All right. Now, I'm going to keep moving this direction for another minute and show you our popcorn popper, right? Whole grains. Big part of healthy snacking. And popcorn is a whole grain and it's actually healthy for you as long as you don't put too much butter and salt and all of that stuff on it. So when I make popcorn, I usually don't put any butter on it. I eat it just plain with a touch of nutritional yeast or a touch of salt on it. And it really doesn't need oil or butter to make it stick. It really sticks really well on its own. So this is our individual sized popcorn popper. There's also a family size. So if you're making popcorn for more than one, you may want to get the family sized one. Okay, so on the top here is the little scooper that comes out, and you'll notice it has holes in it. That's because you could put butter right in here while it's popping and let the butter drip down all while it's popping. Again, I don't really use butter, so I'm not going to do that today, but you could. You also could use oil in here. You could put coconut oil on the top to drip down. I am not a fan of oil. To me, it just adds fat to a healthy snack, and there's no reason to make a healthy snack unhealthy. So we're going to dump the popcorn right in there. We're going to seal the top right up on along here, and we're going to put it in the microwave. Now, every microwave is different, so you're going to have to decide what works best for your microwave, depending upon how much popcorn you have, depending upon, you know, the strength of your microwave will depend. They recommend you do not use the popcorn setting, so we're not going to do that. You also should set it towards the edge of your microwave and not right in the center, as the center is the hottest part of it and will burn your popcorn. On the outside, you're not going to get that same burn. So I usually put mine on for 4 minutes and I do the listen. It's usually around 3 to 3.5 that mine's done. So we're going to push start, and while that's going, we're going to pop back over here real quick to our quick cooker because I just heard it beep. As you can see, it's at 0, it's warming. I'm going to cancel it so it doesn't keep cooking our broccoli and cauliflower, and we're going to push the steam release button and we're going to release the steam. Notice the steam comes out of the back. keep your hands away from it. If you're doing something like soup that's very watery, you might want to put a little towel over the top so it doesn't spray everywhere. You definitely want to have it away from your cupboards when you're releasing the steam as well, because that is hot steam coming out. Let's see if you can see over here. You see the little red dot right there? That's our pressure dot. That means it's still under pressure. When that drops down, it will tell me it is safe for me to open. So we're just waiting for all the steam to come out. And then we'll be able to open it. And here I've got our micro grips. If you get the pressure cooker, these are great to have too, because they're great for pulling out the basket or the pot inside as well. So I'm going to have those here and ready. Okay, see the red dot popped back down, which tells me I'm safe to open. Okay. Love broccoli in our house. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my micro grips and I'm going to pull the basket right out and set it down over here. And then what I do is I use our glass storage containers. Like I said before, I'm a fan of glass over plastic. I find it keeps my food fresher longer. If I store it in plastic, it gets yucky quicker. And it's just better for you all around. So literally all I do is I pop all of this into a glass container, and once it cools, I pop it into the refrigerator. And I will tell you what, in my house, this will be gone in about 2 days. Between myself and a couple of my daughters, we just pull it out and we nibble on it. Sometimes we warm it up, sometimes we just nibble on it cold. One of my daughters will come down and say, "Mom, I just need some broccoli." So I try to always have some fresh steamed broccoli and cauliflower available for my healthy eaters. So once this cools off, the nice top will go on, and it's a nice tight seal, and it'll go popped into the fridge and we'll be ready for a couple days of healthy eating. I'm listening to our popcorn over here, so I'm going to take that out in just a minute, and I can tell it's slowing down, and we don't want burned popcorn, so we're going to pull that out and I'll show you. All right. Now, just like anything, it's hot when it comes out, so you may want to use oven mitts, but make sure you don't open it so the steam goes right on your face. So make sure you open it away from your face so the steam goes away, and there you go. Yummy, right? You can eat it right out of this bowl. The bowl will be hot though, so you may want to look into our little cozy set that we have, because the large cozy will fit around here so that it's nice and not so hot on your hands. But there you go. You just use our salt grinder, add a little salt if you want to. Personally, I just like to eat it just the way it is. Popcorn popper. I think it's a great tool, and I think everybody should have one in their house. If you got a college student who likes popcorn, it's great. So much better than the bagged popcorn so full of chemicals. So popcorn popper. Now, another healthy snack we like to have in my family is guacamole. So I find myself making guacamole at least once a week in our house. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take our manual food processor. We're going to pop it out. You can see the blade comes out of it, so it makes it for easy cleaning. And to scoop out what you need to scoop out of there as well. Okay, this also at the end can become a storage bowl, so you could just keep it right in this bowl to store. In my house, usually the guacamole goes way too fast and I don't even need to store any of it, but you could. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by getting our red onion. We're going to use our tomato knife. These are our color-coded knives. It's a cheaper set of knives, but love them. These are great starter knives. I must use this every day. I don't let anyone put it in the dishwasher for 2 reasons. The dishwasher will take the color off of it, and I use it every day, so don't put it in the dishwasher. But it comes with a cover, so if you're storing it in a drawer and not in a knife block, you don't have to worry about cutting yourself when you put your hand in that drawer. So I'm going to take the top off. We're just going to take a little bit of red onion, and we're going to peel it, and I'm going to slice it into kind of a smaller piece, so it's not quite so chunky, and we're going to pop it in to the manual food processor. Okay, along with the red onion, we're going to add some jalapeno pepper. If you don't like too much spice to your guacamole, you could leave the jalapeno pepper out if you wanted to. But we're going to use the quarter and more to scoop the seeds right out, as the seeds will definitely make it hot. So my family, we're kind of like a medium family, so I usually just put in one small jalapeno pepper. I used to only put half, but I think I've got the family up to a whole pepper now. So, you know, you got to do it slowly when you got people with different tastes, right? We're going to put in one garlic clove peeled. We're going to put in about a 1/4 cup of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you could put less in or none at all. This is another one that I've slowly inched up on my family because they weren't big cilantro fans. And we are going to put some tomato in. Usually I use a Roma tomato, but I didn't have one. So we're actually just going to use like a sandwich tomato. And I'm going to scoop the seeds out. You don't have to. You can do that however you want. But my family does like some tomato in their guacamole. Not everybody puts tomato in their guacamole, so that's just a personal decision on your part. But my family enjoys when I put some tomato in there. Okay, so core and more scoops out the seeds. I use the core and more to take out the stems of strawberries. Use the core and more to make melon balls. Love that core and more. When it's not in my house, I get a little frazzled. So we're going to go ahead and process what's already in there now. Now, like I said, the manual food processor, it is manual, so it works on your power. I got something stuck on one of the... There we go. So you just press. And the more you press, the more it gets chopped. So if you like a chunkier guacamole, then don't pump as much. If you're good with if you want a more smooth one, you're going to want to chop some more. And what I usually do is I'll go in there and I'll take one of our scrapers every now and then, and I'll just kind of push down to make sure things are really getting. The way it pumps, though, it does a pretty good job of getting everything down there. All right, so there you go. It's pretty good. You could do more if you want to do more, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and leave that the way it is so I can show you the rest of what we're going to put in here. Of course, with guacamole, you need avocado, right? So, got an avocado. Here's where the scoop and spread comes in again. The serrated edge, great for opening up your avocado. And then, usually what I'll do is cut it into small pieces while it's still in here. And then you take the scoopy side and you can literally scoop it right out. Love, love, love this scoop and spread. I think it's like, I don't know, 10 bucks. Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm going to get the seed out there, give it a little bit of cut. Now, for the guacamole, we're going to use about 2 decent-sized avocados. So I'm using kind of one that's on the smaller side, and then I've already scooped out one. You didn't have to watch me scoop out 2 avocados that I've already scooped out. That was a little bigger sized, and you can always add more avocado if you need to. Sometimes I end up adding more because it just gets too red oniony if I don't have enough avocado in there. So the next thing is some lime juice. And I don't know if you know, but the best way to get some really good lime juice is to microwave your lime for about 15 seconds so you get it kind of warm and all the juice is ready to flow out. So I'm going to use our citrus press and just squeeze half in there. I'll probably end up using the other half by the end of this, but I always start with just a half because of course you don't want too limey in guacamole, right? So here we go. So again, you're just gonna pump. Oh, I forgot one thing. You definitely need salt. So we're gonna take our grinder, and not a lot, but just a little salt. I've tried it without salt, and it just doesn't taste quite right. So just a little salt, but not a lot. So we're gonna go back to the pumping. Again, the smoother you like your guacamole, the more you're going to pump. If you're good with it being a little chunkier, the less you're going to pump. It's totally up to you. It's a great arm workout. So I'm going to kind of push down my guacamole a little bit with our scraper. And I'm going to pump a little more. Probably come back because my family likes a little smoother. I'll probably end up coming back and pumping a little more after, but there you go. Guacamole, good to go. So again, I could take out the blades and store it right in there. The other place I like to store guacamole is our small cool and serve bowl. The cool thing about this is you could let it sit out all day. So instead of being in the fridge where it might get pushed back or away and no one sees it, you could put it in the cool and serve bowl, and it comes with its own gel ice pack, right? And so you put that in the bottom, and then you put that on top, and you could let it sit out on your countertop on the table to encourage the family to eat it throughout the day. You could put some chips with it. We love it with our vegetables just as much as we love it with chips. So guacamole is a fairly healthy treat. Avocados do have a lot of fat in them, but like they said, it's good fat. So it's a good, healthy snack for your family to eat. Most of the time, the guacamole doesn't last long in our house. I'm not using this as much. But it's a great way if you're trying to put healthy snacks out for them to nibble on throughout the day. It's also great for taking to picnics and barbecues. So the small cool and serve bowl, great for dips and those kinds of things. All right, so the last thing I want to show you is over here. All right, the other thing I do is I try and put out a container of fruits and or vegetables. And I use our small cool and serve tray for that. There's a larger sized one as well, but I use this one. And just like the cool and serve bowl, it comes with its own gel ice pack in the bottom. Put that in there, and then you can put your vegetables, your fruits, whatever in the container, and you can put it out and it will keep it cold literally all day long. It comes with this tray. Okay, the 4 tray, excuse me, is an extra purchase, but I prefer this one because I'll put fruits on 2 sides and veggies on 2 sides. This one is great. You could put your guacamole right in there, right? And then what you want them to eat them with, or whatever other dip, maybe hummus and veggies. So that's the one it comes with and works great too. Most of the time I use the 4 one. Okay, so what I put in there is all kinds of different things, from carrots to celery, to berries and cantaloupe, but I'm going to show you how I cut some veggies and do it quickly. This is our quick slice. I'm usually not a fan of gadgets, but I do like this one because it does make some things much faster. A quick slice is V-shaped, so it won't, I don't know if you can tell how it's V-shaped, so it won't smash your food, it'll cut it nicely. I've got a small piece of cucumber here. Obviously, if you're going to do cucumber, you're going to want to cut it down to a size that it fits on here. And how you put it on there depends upon how it will cut it, right? If you're going to put it on the long way, it's going to make long cuts. If you're going to put it this way, it's going to make the circle cuts. You could also dice it. So it doesn't matter which way you put it on, it's just your own preference and how you want your food cut. So I'm going to put this one on the long way, and you just kind of wiggle it down. And then I've got almost what looks like sandwich sliced cucumbers for eating. If you wanted the little rounds, again, you would just pop it in the other way, right? And you'd get your little rounds. Or if you want smaller pieces, you can cut it a second time, which I'm just going to show you that for now. So if you're cutting it for salads, you can cut some smaller pieces as well. So, and it makes everything uniform. So for those of you who really like that uniformed look of how things are cut and put into your salad or put into your veggie tray, it's great for getting things that are uniformly cut. The other veggie my family likes a lot is peppers. So I'm going to use our forged cutlery, which also come with covers, just like the color-coded ones. These are more expensive, but they're definitely high quality. They are fully forged from a single piece of high-carbon German steel and have a full tang for added balance. So basically what all that means is it's a good knife. And you can see what they mean by a full piece, right? You can see how the steel goes all the way up to the top. Okay, these have lifetime guarantee. They are really good knives. Highly recommend if you're looking for a good knife set. We're going to cut the top off. I do not throw this top piece away. That is good pepper, so I usually take my knife and I just kind of give it a few little chops and I put it right in there. No problem, right? And then I'm going to use our scoop and loop, and I'm going to scoop out the insides into the garbage bowl here. I'm using one of our pottery bowls here to, our stoneware bowls, our glazed stoneware bowls, which I love, for a garbage bowl, which it's much too pretty to be a garbage bowl, but it's what I had. So you just kind of scoop out the seeds that are inside the same way you would scoop out the seeds. They could scoop out a pumpkin or a cantaloupe. It just pulls out that whole inside, right? See that? Perfect if you're making stuffed peppers. It makes a nice clear path for stuffed peppers. I've seen people who have used it as a cookie cutter so they can make flip-flop cookies. So lots of things you could do with it, but we're just going to cut it in half, and then we're going to pop it into our quick slice. Again, whichever way you want to have the cut happen, but then we're just going to kind of do that wiggle down, and there you go. Nice slices of peppers, which again, like we did with the other one, you could cut again to make smaller diced pieces if you want to. Okay, so that's the quick slice and forge cutlery and our cool and serve. I don't know why I put it in a separate one. All right, so in one of these I'd probably put berries, but now we're going to quickly cut our pineapple to put in there, because I got to show you our pineapple wedger. Okay, so cut with the pineapple wedger. Cut the top of your pineapple off. If you don't know how to pick a good pineapple, the best way to pick good pineapple is to smell it. If it smells like pineapple, it's a good pineapple. We're going to slice off the bottom just to kind of even out the bottom. Now, a lot of people who are very talented are able to use this pineapple wedger through the whole pineapple. They're strong, they get good leverage. I prefer to cut my pineapple in half and do it in 2 halves. You can do it either way. If you're short like me, you're definitely going to want to put it on a lower table or get on a step stool. Here's the cover to it. We're going to pull the cover off. We're going to need that in a minute, so we're just going to set it to the side. But we're going to put this on so that the circle is right there. It kind of matches up with the core. And then again, the trick to this is the wiggle. Wiggle it down, and once you get down as far as you can, you're going to bring back in that top part there, and you're going to, oh, this one came right out. Sometimes you need the top part to get it all the way down, but this time it works, so we don't even need the top part. But let's pretend. We'll try it with the other one in just a minute here, see if we need it. But then we can pop out the middle pieces. We've got a good chunk. I don't recommend you throw that in the garbage. Pop it in to a glass of water and have some pineapple infused water, or freeze it to have a pineapple ice cube in your water later. Okay, so look, there you go, right? And then you can just take your knife and cut it into small snack-sized pieces and pop it right into your cool and serve. Because it's got the cold pack in there, will keep it nice and cold all day long while it sits on your counter or on your table, so there's some healthy foods to snack. I seriously have found that my family has been snacking much healthier since I've started doing this, and by the end of the day, this is usually an empty cool and serve. So let's do the other side and see if we're going to need to use our top. Yeah, see, this time we'll need to use the top. So we just kind of pop it in there, and you finish it off there, and you pull off the sides, and you're good to go. So again, it's going to make these kind of little slices of pineapple for you. So that's how we are healthy snackers in our house. So hope you can be healthy snackers in your house. If you have questions about any of these products, please feel free to contact me. I'd look forward to sharing more with you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.